And tonight on Tales from the Refrigerator. But Professor Clump, I don't think this is such a smart idea. I mean, after all, whatever that creature was, we were able to contain it within that refrigerator. I don't think we should open it up until we know exactly what it is we're dealing with. I mean, after all, it could be a planet-ending event. It could be antimatter for all we know.
I know, but there's something in there that's more valuable than the world to me, and that's my sandwich. That beautiful, beautiful sandwich. That meat and cheese and pepperoni all mixed onto one big Italian bread. Oh no, I can't let that slide. I just can't let it slide. Clump will be in charge of that sandwich. I promised myself that was my reward. And Clump will be in charge of that sandwich. And to make sure of it, I'm going to take precautions.
Professor, I could just make you another sandwich. It's not that difficult. The store has all the ingredients on sale.
I know, but that sandwich is calling me. It's saying, don't leave me, Professor Clump. I need you, Professor Clump. And I hear the sandwich. It's going to haunt me in my dreams unless I help it. I need to add it to my own repertoire. Cover me. I'm going in. Run!
Professor Clump! No! You never know what's going to happen next. You might want to turn away before you open up your refrigerator, or you too might end up on Tales from the Refrigerator.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast for Saturday, May 18th, 2018. Holy crap, we're almost done with May. Only 1 week to go, and guess what that means? This is the final week for questions for the upcoming Q&A video for May. Oh, no. Oh, yes, that's right. This is the final week for questions. All questions have to be in by the 25th at midnight. That's right. So don't worry, because it's going to be fun. I already have a few questions, and I'm looking forward to it. So this is going to be a good way to do things. But anyway, what do I have to talk about this week? Well, believe it or not, a YouTuber has done what Nintendo doesn't want to do and built a working GameCube classic. And first off, I just want to say thank God. If they're going to figure out a way to show everybody how they did this, which apparently there is a video, I'm assuming this is them explaining it, I might actually delve my hands into trying this. Or hell, even just better yet, see if they'd be willing to make one if I just paid for the parts and accessories, because I love the GameCube. It was one of my favorites. Netflix is going to be coming to E3 2019 to make a video game announcement. Yes, you heard that right. Netflix is coming to E3. This cannot go well. The Medabot smartphone game has finally unveiled its title and its story, as well as, I think, possibly a release date, at least over in Japan. Doesn't really say. I thought it did. Huh. Okay, well, either way, that's going to be fun. Yes, no, seriously, this is actually pretty cool. I mean, we don't get... Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. It does have a somewhat release date. Okay. Disney has acquired the complete control of Hulu. So the House of Mouse is extending their reach even further upon the world. Oh, goody. And the Pokemon Company, they're not too keen on Lickiting's scene in Detective Pikachu. And in all honesty, I still have some reserves about some of the Pokemon in that movie. I mean that. There are some massive... I have some issues. Mr. Mime is one of them. And Ludicolo. Mostly Ludicolo. But all this and possibly more this week on the podcast. And before we get any further, you know the song and dance if you've been here before. If not, check out my eBay page, ARHOADS-2012 on eBay for all your weird oddity collectible needs. There might be something there you might be interested in. You never know. Or you might want to look for something there to give to somebody else that you either like, don't like, or that collects crap. You never know. I mean, one person's trash and crap is another person's treasure. That's how that thing works, and I am a humongous fan of that motto. So don't forget that's ARHOADS hyphen 2012 on eBay. You can also follow me on Twitter at OtakuRoads, and don't forget, you can also check out the official Web Designer 18 Facebook page. That's right, the Web Designer 18 Facebook page, because it's just going to be a lot more fun when I have multiple social medias. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't do that sooner. Okay, so before we get any further, if anybody hears a humming noise over me or like air rushing by my microphone, it is extremely warm where I live. Right now, according to my thermometer, I'm hitting 82 degrees Fahrenheit, and I have my box fan, as weak as it is and as pathetic, I can't clean it anymore. I've actually taken the screen off the front of it. I've cleaned it up as best I can. It's not doing any good, so it's reaching the end of its life. I mean, it still works, but it feels like it's forcing itself to, just for like simplistic, trying to cool me off. But then again, my room is huge, so there is that issue. Also, with the heat, I have the return of everyone's favorite annoyance. The stink bugs are back, so they might buzz by my microphone at some point tonight. Just wanted to get those two things out of the way. As to the noise you might be hearing is my fan. There's also a small party that I believe is letting out across from where I live, and I have the window open to try to help alleviate the heat and humidity, because it is so freaking hot, it is not funny. And I'm currently watching a stink bug about to get eaten, hopefully by a spider. This is like the third attempt tonight. Nope, I guess it's not going to happen. Figures. Maybe. I don't know. Might. No, it doesn't look like it. Alright, so how was my week? Well, it flat out sucked. Let's just get right into the nitty gritty of it. It flat out sucked. So, why did it suck, you ask? Well, for multiple reasons, actually. I found out this week how Avengers Endgame ends, and no, nobody flat out told me, nobody, like, ruined it for me by saying, oh my god, Andrew, did you know this is how your movie ends? No, I was on YouTube, and I came across the video because it was recommended by YouTube for me to watch, because I'm a humongous fan of Iron Man, and it basically told me that Iron Man dies. It's a big spoiler, I guess, at this point, but here's the thing. The movie's been out now for, what, 3 weeks? 4 weeks? This would be like its 4th week. Yeah, there's really no spoiling it anymore. It's been out for at least, by standard time now, at least a month. There's no spoiling it anymore. It can't be spoiled. So I ended up reading the plot synopsis, and I learned how. Last night I watched the funeral scene, which... because somebody had it up really quickly and cheaply online, but then I could at least see it, and it gave me some closure, but I was crying during it, I'm not gonna lie. I put out a rant video today on it, because I'm still pissed about it, as to why Iron Man had to die and yet Captain America got to live. I consider that bullshit. But yeah, so that happened this week, and on top of that, Grumpy Cat died. For everyone that knows what Grumpy Cat is, Grumpy Cat died. So that really sucks this week. And it's like that was like the third, I think, celebrity that has died this week alone. But yeah, Grumpy Cat died. Complications from a urinary tract infection. She was 7 years old. But Grumpy Cat's gone. So that just sucks. However, on lighthearted sides of the news, if there is any, did a twofer for the anime GBU. Season 1 is soon done. I have 3 episodes left to go, one of which I am currently working on. Okay, an update here. The spider, I'm assuming, is giving the hell up because he just kind of slid down to get something else. And is currently on one of my other things in my room, and now it's climbing back up. Okay, I don't know what the hell. Nature confuses me. But yeah, so that was most of that. I gotta look into getting a new light for my room, which I was trying to do today at Walmart, but unfortunately I couldn't get down the light aisle where they have like all the bulbs and that, because some lady was in my way with her cart, didn't want to move. So I'll have to try that another day. Did some yard work this week. Long story, don't ask. and I really screwed up my forearms. I really shouldn't say my forearms. I screwed up between my elbow and my wrist. That whole section. No, that is forearm, I think. Yeah, it is forearm. I screwed that up, and that really hurts. I really overtaxed that with the sorry, not the weed whacking. We don't have a working weed whacker right now. I gotta get that too yet. With the hedge trimming, and then I had to put a handle in for my grandfather so he doesn't fall. And because I'm not going to drill the damn hole, because you can easily screw it, I screwed them all in and really put the strain on my muscles there, and I don't think they were ready for that, and I still feel some twinges of pain now and then, like stiffness and that, so that's really fun. But yeah, other than that, this week has been one massive screw you, I think, to many people. And honestly, for me, it kind of was. The good does not outweigh the bad on this one. So yeah, and on top of that, I ended up getting sick Monday night, and I was not feeling that great Tuesday morning. I had a massive headache Tuesday morning, located directly in the center of my forehead. Monday night, I was running a pretty nasty fever. It's kind of bad when I'm freezing cold, and then the minute I wrap my blanket around me, I'm warming up to the point that I can feel warmth in my toes. And then come Tuesday morning, I'm just have a massive headache. So yeah, that was fun. And that was my week, basically. Worked, and then yeah, that was my week. So yeah, let's get into the podcast and let's get this over with for the week. I can try to get a little bit of sleep in this heat. Ugh, I hate thinking those words, sleep and heat in the same sentence. Summer's gonna be nasty. It really is. All right, so let's talk about this really cool and interesting topic that just kind of came up out of nowhere this week. I was looking something else up, and then this was like an advert for another article on the same site, and cite's TheVerge.com. So, the title of the article was "The YouTuber Does What Nintendo Don't and Builds a Working GameCube Classic." And I watched the video. It's kind of an interesting video. It's also a companion video, "The World's Smallest GameCube Controller." It's pretty cool. Now, this is not like an emulator. She kind of explains it in the video. But after two hugely successful retro console re-releases, you had the NES Classic and the SNES Classic, Nintendo never got around to shrinking down its other consoles. Now a YouTuber by the name of Medabot has stepped in to help with a fully functioning miniature Nintendo GameCube. It features 4 working controller ports, draws power over micro USB. There's even a USB Type A port that can be used with the Wii U's USB GameCube adapter. Now, this thing doesn't use Raspberry Pi, though, like most of the other emulator systems do, like the PlayStation Classic or either of the Nintendo Classics. This thing is literally just a circuit board harvested from a Wii and modified, basically shrunk down and cut down to fit inside this very tiny plastic box. So, it's actually pretty cool. Since the Wii's CPU and GPU are basically faster, smaller, and more power-efficient versions of the GameCubes, which is actually a pretty cool thing. And like a lot of people would know, if you had a Nintendo GameCube, or even a Nintendo Wii, that the GameCube games were compatible with the Wii, so yeah. I mean, a lot of people were like, oh great, so I gotta check out my GameCube games. Nope, they're compatible with the Wii, go for it. I never got a Wii, but I had a GameCube. I loved that thing. That was my very first ever console that I had. That you had to hook up to a TV. That was my first ever console. I loved that thing. I had a lot of good games for it. I had Gotcha Force, Zoid's Battle Legacy, Custom Robo, Digimon World 4. Oh god, I had some other good ones too. Tales of Symphonia. Oh god, I missed that game. That was a fun game. Tales of Symphonia was humongously fun for me. But yeah, the console outputs a composite video over the 3.5mm connector, and the controllers connect over 3.5mm jacks. Also works with original full-size controller with the either with a 3.5mm or USB adapter. But it's really cool. Medabot recently produced a fully functioning mini GameCube pad. It's so small that it looks almost impossible to use, but you can't fault her dedication for this. No, you really can't, because Nintendo's had multiple opportunities to do something like this. I mean, when you saw how successfully popular your Nintendo, your SNES Classic was, and then your SNES Classic is going like buku, gangbuster, massive dollars, and what do? Oh, no, we're not going to come out with the next best thing. No, I would have gone right to the freaking GameCube and just saved yourselves a lot of headaches down the road. Because the GameCube was your flag game console for the longest time. And people were having a hell of a time finding it. I had a hell of a time finding this. The only GameCube I ever owned was used. It was a used GameCube from a game store. And it wasn't GameStop either. I bought mine at a place called Microplay. They're no longer in business. But yeah, it was a used console. That's what I bought. And hell, it worked. I had like 1 or 2 issues with it the whole time I owned it. But otherwise, it worked. I had no problems other than the couple issues that pissed me off. And that was just a simple soft reset. And it was done. Sometimes it was a hard reset. Just shut the whole console off, unplug it, plug it back in, power it back on, and it worked. And I played the crap out of my GameCube for years. Even after my final PS2 died, I was still playing my GameCube because I'm like, yep, GameCube's where it's at, man. Oh, that's all I had left. So it was cool. The one cool thing, though, about this that she did in this video, she fixed this up. It has a functioning orange LED like the original GameCube does, like the big boy, as well as the power button functions just as the power button did on the GameCube. So that's really impressive to me. So I think Nintendo should be contacting her and going, hey, exactly how'd you make this? Because they probably, I guarantee you, Nintendo has a crap ton of old Wii's just sitting in a warehouse somewhere collecting dust. Some of those new old stock. Just sitting somewhere collecting a crap ton of dust, and they're like, you know, what the hell are we gonna do with these? Oh God, we're gonna do something with this. I know it. And then all of a sudden have it be, hey, I know what we could do with this. What? Let's shave them down and turn them into makeshift Wii's. Makeshift GameCubes. That's brilliant! How come we didn't think of that? I don't know. Maybe we're idiotic or something. My God, it's brilliant! It's beautifully simplistic. Let's do this thing. I mean, hell, I guarantee you that if somebody really wanted to go to town on something like this, they could probably find Ben Heckendor yet. I mean, granted, he doesn't do the Ben Heck show anymore, but I guarantee you if somebody asked him nicely and probably gave him the funds, he'd probably build one for him just for the hell of it. I was like, oh yeah, here's the parts. Can you build me a functioning miniaturized GameCube, please? That fully functions and works? They probably would have said, he probably would go, yeah, not a problem. Nope, yeah, sure, and do it. I wouldn't doubt it. But yeah, so first off, Medabot, that is really impressive what you did. Holy crap, I'm impressed. Nintendo, pull your heads out of your asses and get on the ball here. I mean, Jesus. A YouTuber showing your asses up. You guys are Nintendo. Don't sit on your... Don't enjoy your throne too long. If you're going to sit there, all of a sudden somebody else will come out with a better system again. And it's going to be like you taking on Sony and Xbox all over again. You don't have to worry about them now. They've dug their own ditches. But yeah, let's... come on. Let's unveil some cool stuff. Maybe we'll have that at E3 this year. Maybe they'll announce, oh yeah, the GameCube Classic. And they'll announce what some of the games are going to be. In all honesty, if they announce a GameCube Classic, I mean, like, they actually would announce one, I'll probably go out and buy one. I honestly probably would. Because the GameCube was one of my favorite consoles to play. I didn't own every single game for it, but that would be pretty freaking cool if somebody has it out there that I can get the games I can just go buy that and I have access to all my fun favorite games. Now, if they pull a freaking Sony and decide, oh no, we're only going to put these games on it, and it's not even any of the good ones from your library, I guarantee you someone will instantly find a file. Here's how you hack it. Here's the file, and I'll probably be doing what 150,000 other people did with the PlayStation Classic, because we all know how well that went. Yeah, Sony dug themselves into way, way too deep of a ditch with that one. But, yeah, congratulations. That was one of the coolest things I've ever seen, and it does function in the video. Check it out. Links in the description below for the article. And, yeah, that was cool. I love the GameCube. That was cool. Hey, speaking of video games, everybody's favorite video game convention is soon upon us once again this year. That's right, it's almost time once again for Entertainment Cubed, or E3, or however the hell they came up with the name. Who the hell knows? However, this year, we're going to be having an extra visitor. Now, granted, Sony's already made their announcement, and they made that, it was Sony. Sony and Bethesda. At least I know Sony did. I don't know if Bethesda backtracked on their statement, but I'm pretty sure Sony's still sticking to theirs. But either way, if I remember correctly, and unless they backtracked on their statements, claiming that they will not be at E3 this year. So this is going to be pretty impressive, but it was mostly just going to be a Nintendo show until this news at bombshell kind of dropped, that Netflix is going to be coming to E3 in 2019 for a panel called Bringing Your Favorite Shows to Life, developing Netflix originals into video games. Yes, I know. It hurts, I know. So I guess Netflix is no longer just content with sticking it to television stations and fans and anything else, that now they want to branch into video games. Okay. This news broke via the NX social channel, which exists to promote science fiction and fantasy content on Netflix. Because, they want to stroke their own ego and dick so much, it only makes sense for them to have a way to do that. The NX and E3 channels held a blatantly PR back and forth discussion about the upcoming expo on Twitter, with NX asking if they could get a panel at the show to show off some games. When E3 asked for a teaser of what to expect, NX responded with GIFs, GIFs by the way, of its upcoming Stranger Things 3, the game, but also promised definitely more to come. Yeah, okay. So basically, more video games based on Netflix properties are coming, and they might not all be small budget, or it's not unprecedented, but Netflix has made it clear that it wants to provide more interactive experiences for its users along those lines. It has released interactive content on Netflix with Minecraft and original content like Black Mirror, Bandersnatch, which essentially turns TV into a choose-your-own-adventure story. Although Bandersnatch, according to the article, was full of nope, wrong decision, you're dead moments. Of course. Because they want you to make the decision that makes them more money. Netflix has a wide catalog of programming upon which to draw. At this point, they're probably not going to make a game about On My Block, but something like The Umbrella Academy or Bright seems pretty ripe for video game adaptation. Actually, Bright as a fantasy GTA could be incredible if done right, according to the article here. I don't know. I don't watch Netflix. I don't do Netflix. Okay? What got my attention for this is the fact that Netflix just wants to have their head in everything. They want to have their hands in every single cookie jar. They're not going to be satisfied until they're the next Disney. But would you like to see Netflix adapt into a video game? Death Note, perhaps? No. Just no. I mean, it's sort of an annoying thing at this point with Netflix, especially with me. Every single time a show's ending, or all of a sudden, oh my God, this show's horrible, it's gonna come to an end. It's, oh, Netflix, please save it, Netflix. You're the only hope. And then once again, we're there with Don Netflix, who's basically your over bloated Marlon Brando. It's basically, yeah, don't worry, I'll take care of it. I'll fix your show and it'll be fine. It'll be back on in a matter of days. Don't worry about it. And when Vito comes to visit you, because I'm gonna need a favor, you're gonna pay up. I know you will. You won't have a choice. Because it'll be the day of my daughter's wedding. You're gonna come to me with another favor. I know it. I got 16 daughters. I gotta put them all through college. I need to make some money somehow. I gotta get all these shows. And that's honestly, that's what pisses me off anymore with Netflix, that's what it is. So with Netflix now wanting to get their hands in video games, like, yeah, let's just do the lazy idea. Oh, well, here's one of our shows, and oh yeah, here, it's a video game too, so you can play out the adventure. I think Sci-Fi tried something similar to this with Defiant, and if memory serves, it did not fare too well. In fact, if I remember correctly, it pretty much bombed. So yeah, I'm not exactly a huge fan of Netflix. So, in all honesty, if I find any footage from E3, I'm avoiding the Netflix stuff like it's the plague. Because all Netflix is going to be is, this is our next game, which is basically going to be another one of our shows. They're basically going to be turning E3 into, instead of a video game convention, it's going to be a, hey, look what we have coming up on Netflix, and at the same time, hey, look at what we can do on Netflix. I'm not a fan. I'm really not. Netflix can bite me. Netflix can screw me. And in all honesty, they can just blow off and away from me. So yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Netflix in any way, shape, or form, nor will I ever be a fan of Netflix. So, yeah, screw Netflix. Holy crap, is it really time for a bonus topic of the week? Yep. Because since we were on the subject of stuff that I'm really not too big of a fan of and that are starting to get a bit more annoying than they should be, let's take a look at another thing that I keep getting pressured and told, hey, you gotta check this show out, it's good, by my supervisor at work. And that would be Game of Thrones. Now, for those of you out there that like the show, I apologize in advance, I'm not a fan of the show. I will butcher any name you give me. I do not care. The trailer bored the crap out of me. The premise honestly feels like a watered down Lord of the Rings. I don't care for it. I don't want to see it. And there are people that go, oh, well, you're just being a stubborn jerk. No, I'm being sincere and honest. I really have no inkling to see this. I have no want to see this. And as far as I am concerned, this series and anything involving it can stay the hell away from me. I know we saw some Game of Thrones stuff at work, and I try my damnedest just to put it up and ignore it. Because I don't like it. Okay? I saw the trailer for it. It didn't thrill me. It bored me. So I'm like, okay. But anyway, fans have been pissed the hell off with this last season. The finale of it is wrapping up on Sunday, the 19th, so it'll be tomorrow or today by the time you actually watch this. However, one fan has called for the final episodes. So basically, one fan has started a change.org petition. And we all know how great those things work. Change.org. I could start a petition on change.org to basically, make me king of Sweden. And I could probably get no signatures. Or I could probably get 6 or 7 signatures from people. And in all honesty, it's not going to make a difference. Because change.org petitions are meaningless. However, they wanted 1 million subscribers for an entire Season 8 do-over. Now, apparently, they want an entire rewrite and remake of Season 8 with competent writers. And, basically with competent writers and a better story. Because they're claiming that the writers are woefully incompetent when they have no source material to fall back on. And they're pissing and complaining and moaning and groaning. And honestly, this is just an annoyance here. So the person who started this petition, Dylan D., explained that he started the movement out of disappointment and frustration, that he's not expecting HBO to react to the massive call for change. It's HB freaking O. If they gave two shits about what any of you people think, they would have fixed the show long before it aired. Just saying, it's HB freaking O. The satellites are the ones that get destroyed all the damn time in all those action movies. It's HB freaking O. They charge you money just to watch their stuff. But people are just going insane with this. Well, the petition hit over its 1 million subscribers as of right now. So God knows how much longer this thing has to go. I mean, Jesus. But yeah, so it's got, as of me talking right now, 1,020,385 signatures. They're trying to aim now for 1,500,000. So yeah, 1.5 million. And my thought is, who the hell cares? 1, 2, you have over 1 million signatures, so HBO might just send you all something nice if you ask them. 3, it's a television show. It's a TV show. I didn't freak out this much when they canceled some of the shows that I liked, starting a Change.org petition to bring them back. No, if the show's going to hell in a handbasket, it's going to hell in a handbasket for a reason. But I like how they have down on this. This is funny. So this is the petition to HBO. David Beanoff and D.B. Weiss have proven themselves to be woefully incompetent writers when they have no source material, i.e. the books, to fall back on. This series deserves a final season that makes sense. Subvert my expectations and make it happen, HBO. And there are updates about this petition. As this petition approaches and it surpasses 1 million signatures, I figured I should give a real update and explanation. So yeah, there's updates on here. This was over a day ago this was put out, so let's see what the updates are. And for anybody that's interested, I don't think it's going to be still up yet, but if it is, I'll put the link to it in the description. Let's see here. Danny kind forgot about the Iron Fleet. Whatever. So made a Twitter, blah, blah, blah. Raven told me they'll redo Season 7 too if this hits 1 million. Who the hell cares? You people are pissed off over a show. I mean, this is insane. It's got over... Okay. I don't want these two to go anywhere near Star Wars either. This was abysmal. Unfortunately, I had to watch this shit to know it needs redoing. And that's just some of the reasons for signing. I understand it's Game of Thrones, but don't trash 8 years of character building for what they think will shock and awe us. It sucks. Because Season 8 is shit and the fans deserve better than D&D's half-ass shit show. Wow. Let's see here. It was based start at Season 7. It was bad. Okay. Let's see here. The last season seems rushed. No real story, nor Game of Thrones realism. Danny forgetting Euron's fleet. Not a single of the 100 crossbows hitting dragon. Blah, blah, blah. Who the hell cares? See here. The story fell apart. The characters became caricatures of themselves, and some worse, unrecognizable, and the world lost the cohesiveness and believability it had maintained previously. Do not mistake this petition as fans who don't like the dark turn it on look, since I think this fan base can handle really dark things. I'd argue that we no longer... Hold on. They no longer recognize the narrative and characters we once knew. In addition, I myself watched the show for the multi-dimensional characters, a feature now seemingly discarded for the purpose of spectacle, and the storyline. Ending the show with heavy-handed mortality, tales about the corrupting quest for power are trite and cliched at best, completely out of place at worst. It felt like watching a shallow blockbuster movie, which are fun when you go into it knowing what you're getting, and felt like the showrunners took the easy way out by flattening characters and the use of spectacle. I'm shocked not at how the story progressed, but at how much discontinuity or discontinuality there is between this season and the previous ones. Sad to say, I'll be watching the final episode to see how this train wreck settles into its own trash heap. I would adore it if I were proved wrong, but I'm not holding my breath. And that was literally just one reason for signing this. One singular reason for signing this petition. Yeah. Some other petitions that this thing is trying to convince you or trick you into signing, and one of them is sort of interesting here. Alita Battle Angel Part 2. Really? Like, they aren't planning that? I mean, they left the door wide open for that. Yeah. Come on, seriously? They left the door wide open for that. But, okay, so people are freaking out over a TV show. You're upset because the characters are changing from what they were when you originally started. Okay, I get it. You're not happy, right? I get it. Here's what I don't understand, okay? And I just want to, put this out there for everybody because I kind of think there is a point to this. And my point is thusly, what do you people care? Seriously, it's a television show. You're acting like this is your entire life. What were you going to do when the series ends? Were you just going to demand that they continue it indefinitely, pissing off the actors who might have other careers? I mean, no disrespect to any of you that watches. I feel the same way when it's a show that I like. But for God's sake, it's a show. Let it go. They're doing like a prequel movie, I think. I heard something about that on the news on my radio earlier this week, that they're like in the works of making a prequel movie. Maybe that'll help sum up some of your problems. Seriously, for God's sake, it's a freaking television show. It's a television show on HB freaking O, for God's sake. Let it go. I mean, seriously, it's not that impressive of a show. I told you, the trailer bored the crap out of me. I have no interest in watching this thing. As far as I'm concerned, this is a series that can just go away. I don't understand why you people are getting so upset. I even asked my supervisor at work, I'm like, okay, what's the deal with the Game of Thrones? Why people are so pissed off? You watch this thing religiously. Tell me why. Help me try to understand why people are getting pissed the hell off. Because as far as I'm concerned, I could care less. I'm just curious why they're pissed. They just keep saying, well, the episode sucked, and they don't say why. And he was explaining it to me why, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, so they're pushing the goddamn reset button. What do you care if they're pushing the goddamn reset button? That's the way a majority of these things work. They push the reset button. Let it go. Seriously. That would just be funny to me, though, if the final episode airs, when it airs, and they just make everything a dream. I could just see the fans taking to Twitter. Just throwing bitch fits. Oh, God, I could just see that now. That'd be hilarious. Oh, well, that was your bonus topic of the week. Alright, so in the world of smart games and smartphone games and tablet games and everything else, a lot of people start getting screwed left and right over and over. And mostly from the, oh look, here's a game that's coming out, and then you never hear about it again. Or for a franchise that you'd really like to see some more of, especially if it's still popular overseas, and you figure with the advent of the internet, it could be popular for you too. But you never get a chance to see that because, of course, screw you, that's why. Well, for those of you who can, Medabots, if you remember what they are, actually have a smartphone game coming out. The game has been unveiled, the title and the story have been revealed, and honestly, this looks pretty cool. So the official YouTube channel for Imagineer's Medabots franchise began streaming a video that revealed the franchise's new smartphone game entitled Medabot S Unlimited Nova. It's going to debut sometime this fall or winter for iOS and Android in Japan. So probably never going to see the light of day outside Japan, or we just got to wait a couple weeks to get the English version, or months. The game's story begins when the protagonist comes into possession of a Medabot through a certain incident. He joins the Medalympics, a robot battle tournament where the winner gets to have one wish granted. So it kind of sounds like the Dark Tournament saga from Yu Yu Hakusho meets Medabots, which honestly sounds pretty damn cool. So for those of you that don't forget, or that don't remember what Medabots was, the game was inspired a television series by B-Train in 1999, and a sequel series titled Medarot Daimashi, or Medabot Spirits, in 2000. ADV licensed the series in North America, and Nivela produced a dub for the first season, which aired on the Fox Kids network in 2001, before it moved its butt over to ABC Family. And the Medabot Spirits series aired on ABC Family in 2003. You can actually pull up most of the episodes of the old Medabot series on YouTube, and it actually is really wonderful to watch it, because it is just old school animation, and it is goddamn good. Delta Arts Studios, the studios that were behind the many of the Medabots games, sadly though, shut down back in April of 2016. So this is going to be really cool. I mean, the picture of the protagonist and the Medabot here do look pretty cool. I would assume it's supposed to be like a KBT style model of Medabot, but I can't be sure. It does sort of seem like a combination between Medabee and Rokusho. Rokusho color scheme almost, with a bit of differences, but definitely a Medabee feel to it. So that's definitely an interesting combination of the two. So yeah, this looks pretty cool. I would prefer just another anime series, to be honest with you. I mean, Medabots was always a fun series for me. I always liked it, at least the two that I got to see. The toys were fun, but they were a pain in the ass to find. And then the model kits that came out were cool, but again, difficult as hell to find. It's like, oh yeah, look, here's a model kit for you. Oh, okay. And I have the model kit now. Why? Because... Oh, okay. That makes sense. But yeah. The stuff is pretty cool that came out of this. So it would be nice to have this. And just debating, though, upon the style of gameplay it's going to have and everything else, it could be good or bad. I mean, let's face it, not every single anime-based game for smartphones and that are good. You have some that are lackluster. There are quite a few. Then there are some that are... I definitely want to say it this way. There are some that are what I'd like to call exceptions to the rules, because they at least understand the concept of, oh look, this is how we have to do this in order to make the game more enjoyable. Not a bad idea. Yeah. So I just don't... I mean, I have high hopes for it, but I've seen how my high hopes can not exactly end well. So it's one of those, I'll take it with a grain of salt. But yeah, either way, it sounds interesting. Hopefully we'll get to have it here in the US and on the other side of the spectrum. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? Would be cool though. Okay, so Disney just wants to constantly own everything in the world. They're not going to be happy until they are the #1 game in town. And why, you ask? Well, because we're Disney. We have to own everything. You know, we are the most wonderful place on earth. Yeah. Keep in mind, though, Disney is constantly wanting to take over everything, not just, absorb it. They're like the Borg. They are assimilating everything. They are Disney. You will be assimilated. Oh, that's cool. You have your own little TV studio. We are Disney. You will be assimilated. Please know, you have like a character for a television show or something. We are Disney. You will be assimilated. No! In this case, you have a streaming service. Guess what? We are Disney. You will be assimilated. Yep. So their takeover of Hollywood continues. Months after completing the purchase of 21st Century Fox, which basically saw the end of a few shows and screw yous to others, which came at a major stake in Hulu, Disney has made a move to acquire the streaming service outright. That's right, Disney now completely controls Hulu. Disney and Comcast announced a new deal on Tuesday, giving Disney full operational control of Hulu going forward. This takes effect immediately, though Comcast still owns 33% of the streaming company. My guess is that Disney doesn't want some competition when they launch the Disney Plus service, because guess what? They have that. Hulu's still out in the market. All of a sudden, Hulu undercuts their ass. Oh, no. No. So then Disney decides to go, mafia hit style on them and just does that. But no, we're just going to do the corporate buyout first, then we own your ass for when we have our own service. You can't have any of our stuff. Yeah, I see how that's gone. The two companies have entered what is called a put/call agreement, which means that there is a 5-year tentative contract in place. As early as 2024, Comcast can require Disney to purchase NBC Universal's 33% ownership stake. Likewise, at that time, Disney could require NBC Universal to sell that stake at fair market value. So in other words, if Disney manages to drive down Hulu to basically nothing, they basically can swoop in, take all of their shares in Hulu for nothing, and then have all of Hulu 100% ownership, and then just bury the damn thing. Brilliant! Why didn't the mafias ever think of that idea? Another big piece of this puzzle is the streaming rights to all of NBC Universal's content. In addition to the put/call agreement, Comcast has agreed to stream all of NBC Universal's content on Hulu until that 2024 time period. Since the purchase of Fox earlier this year and the big chunk of Hulu that came with it, Disney has made plenty of progress getting new Marvel content on the streaming service after the success of Runaways, which is about to enter production on its 3rd season. The sides reached deals to make 5 individual animated series, including a show based on Howard the Duck. Howard the freaking Duck. Okay. Marvel is also producing a couple more live-action shows on Hulu, the most talked about series being centered around Ghost Rider. Yeah, because the Disney Plus service is getting Sam and Bucky, which sounds more like a buddy cop drama than what it's going to be, Wanda and Vision, some other Avengers thing. Yeah, I don't understand it either. So, it's weird. So, in all honesty, this is what I feel like. Disney bought Hulu for one reason and one reason only. They don't want any competition when their streaming service goes public and comes out, so they figure, let's rub out the competition now. Then with this put and call style contract, all they have to do is say, hey, look, we own full control over Hulu. We trash Hulu to basically where we can repair it, but at a cost. I mean, it won't cost us much to repair it when we're done. Then we buy NBC Universal shares at a fair market value, which will basically be jack squat, and then we turn the whole thing around by making it a Disney-only service. We take away the Hulu name, and it's nothing but Disney stuff. Like some of our more children-friendly streaming. Oh, there you go. That's probably what it's going to be. It'll be like their Disney Junior streaming service. There you go. Look for that in 2025. I bet you. That almost seems like what they're going to do. I mean, come on. They opened this agreement. They put this agreement in place. It's a tentative 5-year contract, meaning that as early as 2024, Comcast can require Disney to either buy NBC Universal's percentage that they have left, or Disney could require NBC Universal to sell their stake at a fair market value. So either way, you know what Disney's going to want. They're going to want the whole chunk of cheese. And the reason why they're going to want that is either A, to turn the streaming service into something Disney-related only, or B, to make it so that they are one of the only games left in town. Because they want to have it all. That wasn't just some crappy thing in their stupid shows. Plus, they might realize with what they have coming out for their Disney Plus streaming service, okay, not all these shows are winners. Maybe we should consider putting some of them on a different network, like one centered more towards, adults. Or they could be doing this for a classic Disney, where you have like some of the older programs, like Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck stuff. Older style Disney programs, like what Boomerang used to do for Cartoon Network stuff. Something like that. If that's what their magic plan is, but instead of spending the money, which they're probably, pissing tons of it away to have their own streaming service, let's just take one that's already well established, buy the crap out of it, then burn it to the ground, then while the smoldering embers are still there, buy back what's left of it, then rebuild the smoldering embers into something better and claim it as our own. I dare somebody to tell me that that's not what their master plan is. I mean, that's just way too perfect. Way too damn perfect. And I thought it up. That is scary if I'm on the same wavelength as Disney. That is Disney evil, and I am not evil, damn it. Disturbed? Possibly. Unbalanced? Maybe. Evil? No chance. But yeah, so that's going to be an interesting thing coming from the House of Mouse. It really, really is. Alright, so I know that the Detective Pikachu movie is going buku crazy, but can't beat Endgame, because nothing's going to beat that movie, nothing. However, the Pokemon Company wasn't too happy about something. Lickiting's Detective Pikachu scene. So, yeah. And this is the Pokemon movie with a few other questionable Pokemon. Mr. Mime, Ludicolo, just to name a couple of them. I mean, I was fine with what was it, a Machoke or Machamp directing traffic, the Snorlax, sleeping by a pole. I was fine with those. Ludicolo and Mr. Mime, I was not so cool with. Especially when Mr. Mime's shoulders look like freaking dodgeballs. But when bringing a massive franchise like Pokemon to the big screen in live action form, there's always going to be something the company behind it doesn't like. I would not have liked the script, but then again, what the hell do I know? And it's based off of a game, so okay, whatever. Either way, I'm not fond of it. But then again, at least it's not as bad as Sonic. Hopefully the redesign gets better. Anyway, with Detective Pikachu, the effects team members had their work cut out for them. But they had to be careful about some of the things they depicted on the big screen. Time magazine ran a feature that's well worth a read, and one of the aspects of production sheds light on certain scene the Pokemon Company really didn't want to happen. So this is a far from spoiler scene, since it was all over promotions for the film, but the scene in question involved Lickitung, and it's, well, massively well known in its goddamn name, tongue. Yeah. The scene has Lickitung licking the protagonist, and according to visual effects supervisor Eric Nordby, it brought them right up to the edge of what the company was comfortable with. Okay. To accomplish the effect, they had to build a giant latex tongue and cover it in fake saliva, which is probably why it looks so convincing when mixed with the CGI. But yet, because it's, you're screwing with something and basically making it a little too icky, they're going to have a problem with this. Really? This is a movie where you have your money-making mascot say the word, "Get me the hell out of here." You have him trying to do, what was it, like a poop joke early in the one part in the trailer? Yeah, you're giving some massively mixed signals here. So beyond Lickitung, the Pokemon Company also didn't really know what to make of Mr. Mime. When the director asked them what it is, they said, "We don't know," and went on to try to convince them not to use it at all. But they weren't convinced Mr. Mime would work on screen. The fact that it was one of the big stars of the early advertisements proved otherwise. Yeah. So, honestly, I'm more concerned than I am disturbed. So, yeah, so the article in question, which you can just click the multiple little hyperlinks that they have in there. So, yeah. Pikachu's got his fur coat. So, they have, like, all the characters here. How Pikachu, Jigglypuff, and 4 other Pokemon were brought to life in Detective Pikachu. This will be entertaining. Okay, so Pikachu is the film's titular hero and arguably the most famous and beloved Pokemon. Yes, yellow money-making cash cow. They started off with various rodents, particularly rabbits, but the moment you make him rabbit-like, it made it less appealing. He soon became his own thing, where you're no longer referencing the original animal and just going with, "Yeah, he ought to be fluffier here." Nordby apparently goes, there was a whole series of early tests. Marsupials in general were hugely impactful in terms of how he should move. Sugar gliders too, in terms of how they maintain this very, very cute appearance with those large legs.
When you're looking for answers you can trust.
Sorry about that. That was an ad. I thought I caught it. My bad. Please don't copyright strike me. It was an advertisement. But then you have like Jigglypuff, which... Okay, Jigglypuff's alright. Mr. Mime, which no way in hell. And Gengar. Okay. Seriously. It appears in the underground battle. When you read Gengar's description, it gets right to the edge of being slightly scary. They developed a whole bunch of effect tests where all you would see were its red glowing eyes, and the body would float around, or would form around those eyes. But we realized it was way too scary, and ended up finding something that felt more mischievous than scary. Oh, for God's sake. Loud Red, Lickitung. Yeah. Honestly, I'm just going to say it here 100%. So they're not happy with the way that this went. Big surprise. But like I stated, we're literally talking about a series that... a movie that's based upon a video game that comes from a series where your main bulk of the series is the fact that I travel the world to catch Pokemon. And the Pokemon that are currently in this series are what I'd like to call the Pokemon that you would see in the regular series. So the ones in Detective Pikachu, which are basically the regular Pokemon in general, are effectively there for a reason. And in all honesty, what's your issue here again? You have a Pikachu that says hell. You have a creepy Mr. Mime-looking pedophile. You have a Lickitung. You have a disturbingly ugly-looking Ludicolo. And your beef is with Lickitung? Seriously? I would think of a few other things other than Lickitung to gather my attention, but sure, we'll go with Lickitung. Alright. Morons. The lot of you. Alrighty, everybody, that's going to pretty much do it this week for the absolutely, completely random podcast. Ah, yes, it's been a wonderful trip, hasn't it? Sorry about that ad playing suddenly. I can never remember to shut the volume off on my laptop when I'm recording. That was my bad. Please, please, please do not, copyright strike my video. For God's sakes, it was an ad. It popped up. Shoot me. Everyone makes mistakes. Yeah. Anyway, if you have topics that you'd like me to talk about or just something in general, let me know, and by putting them in one of three places. Either on the discussion section of my YouTube channel, on my Twitter page, @OtakuRoads, or on the official Web Designer 18 Facebook page. Yes, that's right. Don't forget, please have all of your questions submitted by midnight next Saturday, because the 25th is the cutoff date for the Q&A. And so that nobody asks me for like 8,000 plus times, June, near the end of June, is the tentative release date for reboots, remakes, and retcons. Somewhere near the end of June. I haven't picked an exact date yet, but somewhere near the end of June. That's what I'm aiming for. Okay? There. Just in case somebody decides to ask me that as a, question. I don't mind if you want to know more about the show, but if you're asking me, if you're thinking, okay, I'm going to ask for a release date, he can tell everybody on the Q&A, no, somewhere around June. I don't have an exact date yet. Believe me, you'll see the video pop up. Subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon, and you'll know when the video pops up. Not a problem. Until next time, I'm Andrew Rhodes. This has been the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast, and I am going to bed. Have a nice night, everybody, and a pleasant tomorrow, and a pleasant week. And until we meet again, I'm Andrew Rhodes. Bye-bye.